Your time is now. Not tomorrow, not when the circumstances align, not when they approve or when the world makes room for you. Now, this present moment is the only moment that holds power. Everything that ever was and ever will be lives inside this now and within you. You have been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for a sign, for a shift, for permission. But I tell you, the sign is not coming. You are the sign. You are the shift. You are the permission you seek. All that you desire, you already possess, if only you would dare to assume it. The only distance between you and your highest life is the distance between belief and realization. The instant you accept your desire as already fulfilled, it is yours. Do not look outside for evidence. Evidence will lie to you. The senses will whisper of delay, of impossibility, of lack. But imagination speaks of truth, and truth does not wait for facts. It creates them. You are not meant to sit and hope. You are meant to enter the state of the wish fulfilled, to become the one who already is, the one who already has. Let go of becoming as something far off. Instead, become in consciousness now. What you are conscious of being, you outpicture in your world. If you are conscious of lack, lack will find you. If you are conscious of abundance, it will rush to you. The outer is always the servant of the inner. The world reflects your inner speech, your silent assumptions, your daily imaginal acts. So dare to feel now what you would feel if all were already accomplished. Dare to walk in the state as if it were already so. You do not need more time. Time is not your master. You are not preparing for your future. You are calling it into the present. And what you persist in imagining, what you claim with feeling, must externalize. So stop waiting. Waiting implies separation. Waiting delays the miracle. Start being now. Now become the version of yourself who is no longer in hope, but in possession. Feel it real, and the world will conform. This is not magic. It is law. What you consent to inwardly must express outwardly. It cannot fail. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and trust the unseen hand to bring about its perfect unfolding. All things are yours when you stop postponing your own power. Your time is not coming. Your time is. It is here. It is now. And you are the one you've been waiting for. There is nothing to earn, no worthiness to acquire. You have always been worthy. The delay has never been in the giving, but in your receiving. Your hesitation to believe has clothed itself in time, in waiting, in preparation. But now strip all of that away and step into your divine inheritance. You do not need more lessons, more confirmations, more delays dressed up as development. What you need is recognition. Recognition of who you already are. You were told the kingdom is within you. Not in the stars, not in the opinions of others, not in some far-off day when conditions are ideal. The kingdom is consciousness. And when you turn within and claim it, the world outside rearranges itself in obedience to that inner decree. No man can keep from you what you have accepted within. No system can deny what you have embodied. For reality bends to the one who dares to believe. For is given unto the imagination. You imagine morning and you rise. You imagine hunger and you act. You imagine limitation and it becomes a war. Likewise, you imagine freedom and the chains fall away. You are not bound by anything but your own consent. You can change the entire script of your life simply by withdrawing attention from what is and placing full focus on what you choose to be. This is not pretending in the weak sense. It is not make-believe. It is creation. You are not wishing for something. You are assuming it is already so. And in that assumption lies transformation. When you feel yourself to be wealthy, to be loved, to be whole, the world is compelled to reflect it. It must, for the world is not separate from you. It is your mirror, your shadow, your echo. But how long will you live in denial of this truth? How long will you defer your becoming to a future that never arrives? There is no power in delay. Power lives in decision, in conviction, in the quiet but steady assumption that it is done. Not will be done, not may be done, done. Final, settled, complete. You reflect? You have perhaps waited for a feeling, a sign of readiness, but the feeling you wait for is born from the assumption not before it. When you decide that you are now the one who has, the one who is, the feeling will follow, just as light follows the flipping of a switch. But if you wait for the light to arrive before you act, you remain in darkness. Do not seek to manipulate the outer world. It is clay in your hands. Shape it inwardly. All change begins within. You do not rise by changing people or conditions or events. You rise by changing state, and your state is governed by what you accept as true about yourself. Accept a higher truth, claim a greater identity, assume a richer story, and live from it, not toward it, from it. Every desire you feel is a whisper from your higher self, a call to rise to a new state of being. You are not chasing desires, you are being summoned by them. Each longing is an invitation to awaken, to remember what is already yours. That thing you want is not outside of you, it is already part of you in consciousness. And consciousness is the only true substance of reality. When you identify with your desire, you fuse with it. When you think from it, not of it, you activate its expression. Your role is not to strive or to struggle, but to embody, to imagine so vividly and consistently that the imaginal becomes inevitable. Your world outpictures what you persistently accept in your inner conversations. What are you saying to yourself when no one is listening? That is your prayer. That is your decree. You rise not by waiting, but by identifying, by selecting the version of you that already lives the life you long for and wearing it like a garment. Feel it wrap around you. Let it become familiar and persist until it becomes second nature. Then, what the world calls miracles will simply become your norm. All transformation is self-transformation. You can only experience what you are in harmony with. This is not punishment or reward, it is law. And you have been given full authority to choose your harmony, your alignment, your identity. Stop asking if you're ready. You are. You always have been. The only readiness you need is the willingness to step in, to believe, to claim. The world does not respond to need. It responds to conviction. You must know that you are the one, that you are chosen, not by fate, not by chance, but by consciousness itself. The moment you know, all things move in accordance. It will look like coincidence, like fortune, like magic, but it is none of those. It is the law playing out with mathematical precision. Time will try to convince you that you're not there yet, but time is a servant, not a master, and you are not bound by the timeline you inherited or the pace others choose. You can collapse time by assumption, by seeing the end and living from it now. The end is where you begin. The end is your launching point. Begin at the fulfilled desire and work backward only in imagination. When you dare to declare it done in consciousness, the physical will catch up, not because you forced it, but because you became it. You are always becoming something. The question is, are you becoming by default or by design? Are you reacting to appearances or are you creating from within? Choose this day who you shall be. You do not need conditions to change before you assume the new state. The new state causes the conditions to change. Do not be fooled by appearances. They are shadows of your past consciousness. If you want to know what you've been assuming, look around. But if you want to know what will be, look within. The seeds you plant today in imagination will become your harvest tomorrow in form. Stop waiting for the door to open. You are the door. When you walk as though it is done, the path reveals itself. The people show up. The opportunities arise, but not before you move in faith. Faith is not hoping. Faith is the bold inner knowing that what you have imagined is more real than what you see. Be Smith to yourself from the end. Let your inner dialogue match the life you are choosing. Talk to yourself as one who already is. I am, not I will be. I have, not I hope. Let every thought and word be soaked in the vibration of fulfillment. That is the great secret. To feel it real, to feel from it, not for it. You are not striving to become something better. You are awakening to what has always been true. Beneath every limitation, every delay, every doubt, there is the truth of who you are. And who you are is powerful beyond measure. Not someday, now. You are the creator of your world, and your world is waiting on your recognition. Walk as if the thing is done, and the world will bend. Think as the version of you who already has it, and everything will rearrange itself to reflect that inner shift. Don't look to the clock. Don't count the days. Count only your assumptions. Track only your states. It is not about time. It is about alignment. There's nothing to strive for when you know it is already yours. You need only walk in the confidence of fulfillment. You need only persist in the assumption. And every bridge will appear. Every so-called coincidence will line up in perfect order. There is no delay in the realm of the spirit, only the illusion of delay created by disbelief. So let go. Let go of the old self, the one who waits, who begs, who hopes. That self has no power. Step into the I am, the God within, the one who chooses and knows it is done. That self walks with certainty, speaks with authority, lives from the end. And as you sustain that self, the old must fall away. It cannot stay. Daoni, whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. If you want something new, you must become someone new. Not through effort, but through identity. Through this silent assumption again and again until it becomes automatic, natural, effortless. That is the way. This moment is your door. This breath, this thought, this choice now is the axis point of all reality. Nothing is holding you back but the story you are telling. Change the story and the world changes with it. Speak it, feel it, own it, become it. Now, you have spent long enough studying the path, long enough analyzing the how, the when, the sequence of events. But the map you are searching for is not written in external lines or plotted with visible coordinates. It is etched in your own being. The way is made by walking in the assumption of the fulfilled desire. The way reveals itself to the one who moves in inner certainty, who no longer asks, how will it come, but declares, it is already mine. Do not let your five senses rule your life. They are servants, not sovereigns. They report what has already been imagined and accepted in the past. But they cannot testify to what is being conceived now, in this sacred moment. What you see, hear, and touch is the echo, not the cause. The cause lies in the unseen, in the imaginal act, in the sustained feeling that what you desire is already your reality. That is the truth that sets you free. You are not sent here to react. You are sent to create. You are not made to live by appearances, but by inner conviction. Reality responds to the one who knows, not the one who pleads, who begs, who waits for confirmation, but to the one who claims their end as now, who inhabits the feeling, who moves, speaks, and breathes, as one who already possesses the thing. Nothing is outside of you. All that you call outside is a projection, a reflection, a mirror of your state of consciousness. Change your concept of self, and your entire world will rearrange itself to match. It does not matter what has been. It does not matter what others say. Their voices hold no power over the one who walks in inner authority. Let them speak. Let the facts scream their protest. Let the evidence contradict you. And still, you persist. You hold your inner vision as law. That is faith. That is power. There is no merit in delay. There is no virtue in struggle. You are not made to climb and crawl and strain to receive what is already yours. The Father has already given it. It is yours for the taking. You need only claim it, not with effort but with knowing. It is not about earning, it is about accepting, not about striving, but resting in the conviction that what you imagine with feeling is your true inheritance. If you believe you must wait, then you create the experience of waiting. If you believe it is hard, then difficulty will greet you at every turn. But if you believe it is done, if you feel that truth and walk in it, then the universe must mirror that belief back to you. It is not a question of if, but when you will allow yourself to receive. Stop delaying your own arrival. Stop postponing your own greatness. There is no outside force holding you back. There is only the identity you continue to wear. And identities are chosen, not imposed. Choose now to wear the new self, to identify with the version of you who no longer waits, who no longer hopes, but who knows. And from that knowing, all things come. You may ask, but what if I imagine and nothing happens? Then I ask you, what are you imagining after that first act? Are you remaining in the end, or are you wavering? Are you rehearsing the new story, or are you defaulting back to the old? Do not just touch the state, abide in it, dwell in it, let it possess you. Let it become your natural home, and as surely as night follows day, the outer world will conform. Persistence is the key, not frantic repetition, but quiet conviction. A calm, sustained inner certainty that overrides the noise of delay. Be still inwardly. Stop arguing with appearances, they are temporary. The eternal thing is your assumption. If you would dwell in the state of the fulfilled desire long enough, the outer must bow. The bridge of incidents will appear, the pieces will come together, and it will feel as though life is conspiring in your favor, because it is. You need not know the sequence, you need not figure out the steps. Imagination is the architect, life is the builder. You see the end, you dwell in it, you feel the joy, the peace, the confidence of having already received. And then you trust, not with anxiety, but with certainty. You know who you are, and who you are is one with the source of all things. You have waited for the world to give you a sign, but the world waits on you. You have stood at the edge of becoming, hesitant, asking whether the time is right, but there is no other time. This is it. Now is always the appointed hour. Now is the doorway to every possibility, and you enter not with effort, but with assumption, with bold inner agreement that what you have seen within must appear without. Do not consult the past to determine what is possible. The past is not prophecy, it is a reflection of who you were. But you are not bound to remain that version. You are free to shift, to select, to become. And as you do, the future bends to meet you in your new form. You are not the product of your history, you are the product of your imagination. And your imagination is limitless. There are no degrees of difficulty in this law. It is as easy to imagine a castle as a cup of water. The law does not distinguish. It only asks, do you believe? Are you willing to feel it as real now? Are you willing to release your grasp on the visible and embrace the invisible with greater trust than you've ever given to anything before? That is the path. That is the way. When you shift your attention from what is to what you choose, you shift your state. And when you dwell in a new state, you become a new version of yourself. And that self lives in a different world. You think it's the same earth, the same space, the same life, but it is not. It is a parallel reality, called forth by your assumption, governed by your conviction, made manifest by your feeling. Others will not understand. They will ask how you did it. They will call it luck, fate, divine intervention. Let them. Your task is not to convince the world. Your task is to be the proof, to live so fully in your new identity that the old dissolves behind you like smoke, to become so stable in your assumption that no doubt, no delay, no contradiction can uproot you. And when you see the shift, when the outer begins to match the inner, do not marvel, do not be surprised, simply say, of course. Of course the world changed. Of course the people responded. Of course the thing came to pass, because I accepted it within, because I saw, felt it, lived it, believed it, before a single thing moved outside me. So you are not discovering your destiny, you are creating it. You are not waiting for the stars to align. You are the one aligning them by the power of your inner state. Let that knowing settle into your bones. Let it become your breath, your step, your word. Let it guide you in silence when the noise of doubt gets loud. Let it lead you when the way seems unclear. You are not walking in the dark. You are walking in the light of your own becoming. And that becoming does not happen someday. It happens now. This moment is the seed of every future you can imagine. Plant it wisely. Plant it deliberately. Plant it with faith. And water it with repetition, with inner vision, with gratitude for what is already yours in spirit. If you will only hold the vision, the path will appear. If you will only assume the state, the form will follow. If you will only stop waiting and start being, you will see how quickly the world responds. Because it is not the world that needs to change. It is you. And when you do, everything else must. You are standing at the edge of infinite possibility, and still the old voice tries to reason with you. It says, wait a little longer, be realistic, prepare more, ask again, but you must silence it now. That voice is the echo of an identity that no longer serves you. It speaks from memory, not truth. It speaks from fear, not power. And your power does not reside in hesitating. It resides in your decision. You become by deciding, you shift by accepting, you manifest by surrendering, not to the world, but to the unseen reality that burns bright within you. When you feel yourself into the new state, when you think from the fulfillment, not toward it, then all things begin to take their rightful place around you, not because you demanded the world to change, but because you finally changed your center. So let the outer world argue, let the facts try to prove you wrong, let circumstances attempt to hold you back. They are only the residue of past belief, the shell of an old reality that is no longer alive unless you choose to reanimate it with attention. What you feed with awareness grows. What you ignore dissolves. You must now stop watering what you no longer wish to harvest. You do not need to overcome the world. You need only overcome your own doubt. You do not need to fix what is out there. You need only revise what you have accepted in here. The within rules the without. The invisible births the visible. Consciousness shapes form. Every time, without exception. There is no power outside of you that can determine your path without your consent. You may not have chosen every experience, but you are always choosing your interpretation of it. And in that interpretation lies the key to transformation. Do you see delay or do you see preparation? Do you see rejection or do you see redirection? Do you see failure or do you see feedback? The lens you wear is the life you live. If you would change your world, you must first change your stance toward it. Stop waiting for the world to become what you desire. Let your inner world become it first, and the outer will follow like a shadow. Nothing moves in your experience unless you first move in consciousness. Everything is drawn to you by the vibration of your assumption. When you declare, I am, you are making the most powerful statement a being can make. You are not describing yourself, you are creating yourself. And the universe rushes to fill in the details. Whatever follows, I am, becomes the blueprint for your experience. Say it wisely, say it boldly, say it as one who understands the weight of that power. I am ready. I am chosen. I am successful. I am loved. I am wealthy. I am whole. These are not empty affirmations. They are creative acts. Spoken with conviction, imagined with feeling, they are the seeds of worlds. Plant them again and again, and do not dig them up with doubt. Do not cancel them out with contradiction. Let them live, let them grow, let them become flesh. There is no virtue in waiting when you have already been given the power to become. Waiting is a symptom of disconnection from truth. It is a delay caused by the belief that something outside must happen before you can act. But all action begins within. And when you move inwardly, when you claim, accept, and feel the truth of your desire, the universe begins to move on your behalf. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You need only to dwell at the top. Feel yourself there. Sit in the completion. Breathe in the atmosphere of the fulfilled state. Live there in imagination until it becomes more real than what your senses tell you, because the senses only confirm what you previously believed. But the imagination creates what you now believe. Your senses are not authorities, they are reporters. Do not wait for their confirmation before you choose to believe. Choose to believe, and then let the senses catch up, and they will, they always do. For the world is an obedient servant to the master of consciousness. Whatever you embody, you externalize. And whatever you persist in feeling as true must come into form. This is the key. Not the forceful wishing, not the anxious effort, but the quiet, persistent assumption, the feeling that what you desire is already yours, that you are already the one you seek to become. That you are not journeying toward it, you are journeying from it. And from that state, everything flows. You do not change your life by doing more, you change your life by being more, being differently, being consciously. What are you being in your imagination each day? That is your true prayer, that is your secret temple, that is your creative center. Enter it often, dwell in it deliberately, do not visit the state of your desire. Move in. Let it be your dwelling place. You are not defined by your current circumstances unless you agree to be. You are not shaped by the facts unless you yield to them. You are shaped by what you accept as true in your own heart. And truth in this law is not what the world tells you. Truth is what you decree in imagination with conviction. That is what the world will echo. That is what must become flesh. So stop postponing the miracle of your own becoming. Stop consulting doubt. Stop rehearsing limitation. You are not here to survive by default. You are here to create by design. Begin now. Begin not with effort, but with decision. Choose now to see yourself as already there, already living it. Let the vision possess you so completely that no evidence to the contrary can shake you. Let your inner speech reflect your new identity. Speak to yourself as the one who already is. Let your thoughts form the atmosphere of the fulfilled state. Let your inner world overflow with conviction until it spills into the outer in perfect form. You are the seed, the soil, the sun, the rain. You are the entire process of becoming. And you are never more powerful than when you stop waiting and start living from the end. That is the secret. That is the law. That is the invitation, eternal and ever present. The time is now. There is no more waiting, no more hoping, no more wishing. You have everything you need within you to create the life you desire. The only thing standing between you and your fulfillment is the choice to believe in your own power, to step fully into the person you are destined to become, and to walk in the certainty of that truth. You are not here by accident. You are not waiting for something outside of you to change. The change is already within you. It has always been there. It is time to stop looking for approval from the world and start creating from within. So, stand in your truth, claim your vision, and walk boldly in the assumption that it is already done. The universe will respond, and the world will shift to reflect the state you have already assumed. You are the creator, the author of your story, the master of your fate. The power to become is yours. The time to begin is now. Stop waiting, start becoming.